Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast today with Mystic Marie on Ascend Pathway channel. I would like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to be a part of this with us. So today we will be going on an awakening cosmic journey with Callie. Damn it! Fuck!
You can still call me Callie. It's okay. For those listening, my real name is Callie, but I've just come out as Mystic Marie. So,
No, let's start over. Let's do it again. Fuck, man.
so it's okay, really.
All right, we'll just keep going and I
I
can
feel like
edit
we
it.
can roll with it. Like part of my intention here today too is to be like totally authentic and like be my full self too. So, I'm Mystic Marie. I feel that in my being, but I'm also Callie, so I can go by both.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we'll just keep rolling and we can edit any things we need. We might just leave it in there. I think people will laugh.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we can see it
so
up.
Marie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah, so a little bit about myself. I feel like that question always gets me, honestly, and just because I feel like I'm always evolving and it's like, who am I? And then it like enters this whole can of worms of like, who am I? And it's like, well, are we speaking cosmically? Are we speaking like um in this moment, in this lifetime? But yeah, my name is Callie. I'm going by Mystic Marie these days in this community. And really, I'm just a human being, just like trying to figure it out and navigating life in this world. And my passions are astrology and teaching, and community and just like sharing love and positivity, really. So,
Very cool. That's awesome. So I would like to touch on, well, moving forward, as a part of my soul contract for being here on Earth, it is to help others with their awakening journeys.
mm,
So I would like to give people an idea of what awakening is, things that they can do to navigate the waters of awakening. And I would like you to speak on what it's been like for you as far as awakening and like how did you get into any of the modalities that you're into.
mm.
So first speak on when did you first awaken?
Okay, so I feel that awakening happens in waves, and lately it's been like more and more waves, like because I'm like in the sea now. But my first like waves of like consciously awakening, I would say happened in 2020, and then 2021 was like a big wave. Like the first one was in 2020, and I feel like I was like, whoa, awakened. I started doing some like spontaneous channeled writing that was like really trippy, and that kind of like triggered something within me. And then I went down like this other path and was just like way out of alignment. And then I had like a huge like awakening where it like totally my whole life was like swept out from like the rug, like everything shifted, like this huge whirlwind of change to like get me back on the path of like awakening and it was like a universe course correction which I think happens when you aren't listening.
Yeah, yeah. So you kind of felt the nudges, and as you got further out of alignment with your path, like those nudges got stronger and more impactful until the point you're like, okay, I'm clearly not on the right path, and it helps you kind of gear towards the right direction.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like the first time was like this beautiful moment of clarity where you're like, "Oh my God, wow." And then you forget or like the notebook gets put away and you don't remember all the details and then yeah, I was like way off course. And so I feel like that happens just as a part of living, like we get out of alignment, but it's like how far do you go? And then like how drastic does the universe need to come and shake you up to like get you back? Um, yeah. So yeah, that was a huge part of it.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people can resonate and relate to that experience or that sort of experience. So tell us about your energetic contributions that you have. Like what's skills have you learned? What do you have to offer the community and the collective? Things like that.
Yeah, so let's see. My I feel like heart-centered living comes to mind first. And then I practice astrology. I consider it a language, and I feel that I've gained fluency at this point, and so I can really speak and understand and translate the stars and the messages. And that's one of my greatest joys to give and also like just pursue. I'm always discovering through astrology. Like it's amazing just because it's the language of the universe. So I feel like that's one of my main gifts. But along with that, language in general, I would say. Um, okay, hold on. That just like sent me off. I also do Reiki and sound healing and massage and like energy tune-ups. I'm becoming more like clairvoyant and doing readings that way. And I can like read people's energy. Um, and yeah, it can be overwhelming at times, being like really I guess intuitive, like just having like that intuitiveness turned on. Like I really had to learn how to protect my energy lately, and I feel like that's something I've been navigating that I can also like share as a gift. Like, hey, here's some practices you can do. Like I feel like I just like a service mentality and like a genuine desire to like help people on their journey um, is something that I bring.
That is a beautiful outlook, and the collective is so grateful or so lucky to have you. We are so grateful.
Oh,
Speaking on the overwhelming energies that can come through, and I know that right now, cosmically, there's a lot going on.
yeah.
So, what advice would you have for those that are unfamiliar with the cosmic energies and ways that they could perhaps navigate through those?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, Yeah, so with the awareness of the cosmos, it's super helpful because it really brings like peace of mind and understanding and also can provide as like a almost like checking the weather. Like you just know kind of like what energy is in store so you know how to prepare yourself or what to expect or where to like direct your energy. But for those who aren't aware, like and don't really have an interest or early in the journey, I think the best piece of advice would be to like center and align. That's been coming through a lot lately. Like to just center and align your energy like in your body. And if you're going to get to know your cosmic design, your astrology chart, get to know your rising sign and what your rising needs, because that's what you need in order to be in alignment. And then you can come to know like your moon and your sun sign, and then that can give you like a deeper understanding of self. And from that, you can work with the energy more consciously
Okay.
any moment.
Okay. So, with the rising sign, is that's the one that goes off your birthday, right? For those that don't know,
It actually goes off the time you were
the
born
time you were born.
and it changes every 2 hours. So
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
the
Okay.
most unique thing about you. It's like really what your soul chose in this lifetime was your rising sign, like when you entered the world. Like women can be in labor for hours. It's like it's like the perspective that you choose to experience life through the lens. And so it's like, and when you think about the zodiac wheel, it's the eastern horizon. So then, as like a human embodied in the energy field, if you are like aligned with your horizon, the rest of your energy can flow how it's supposed to. But if you're out of alignment, you may like things just you might like bump around and just like stumble through life a little more.
Things just don't work out the way that they could. Things don't go as smoothly. You find
Yeah.
yourself in ruts and getting stuck if you're out of alignment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's you can be more yeah, it's not as natural to your authentic like design. And it does change over time. Um
Okay, well, thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And for those like curious as far as like the evolution goes, like whatever your rising sign is in the degree in the evolutionary journey, it shifts 1 degree for every year of your life, right?
Okay.
So if you are a like 10 degrees Gemini rising and you're 30 years old, you would go like all the way through Gemini. And when you're 20, you become a Cancer rising about. And then now you would be like a Cancer rising and be being experiencing the world in a different way.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
insightful. So you've been doing astrology for how long?
I've been seriously studying and practicing for 4 years since 2021 when I had that huge awakening. It was like um I became super obsessed with astrology is what happened. And it was like it became everything to me, honestly, and I was just like really really in love with it. And I still am, just in a different way. So for 4 years, but I've also discovered in this journey like lifetimes of knowledge as well. And so now I'm it's more of a remembering and like and just like I'll sit down at the astrology software and just go on this journey of discovery, um, just and like just like explode my mind as I'm like traveling the stars essentially.
I love that. So
Cool.
you
It's
can
really
just
cool.
go through and learn a lot about yourself through astrology, and this is something that you can also offer to help others with as well, right?
Yeah, totally. And that was really my driver in learning astrology. I had lost myself completely in a relationship that wasn't good for me. And I feel like astrology helped me like find myself again, where I was like, oh my gosh, this is who I am. And then it just became in like such expansive ways over time where it was like, whoa.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And then when you discovered or stepped into your authentic self, things been getting easier and just kind of falling into place more or less.
Yes, yes and no, I would say, because also like authenticity is a choice that you have to make. And to be authentic, like you have to like really get to know yourself on some deep levels. And it can be hard to like face some of those parts. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's like a process of like shedding and um like dying and being reborn and like letting go of parts of yourself. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that makes me think of shadow work.
Yeah.
Like you go down and you acknowledge the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, and you get to look yourself straight in the eye, metaphorically speaking, and decide if this is something that you want to release and let go of, or if this is something that you want to hold on to and stand for and to keep in your perspective or inside of your view.
Yeah, I think when things changed for me as well is like when I stopped running from my shadow, accepted that it would always be there, and also like the beauty in that the shadow is always changing and it's only because of the light that a shadow can even
Mm.
exist. And then like dancing with the shadow, metaphorically speaking, and literally, like dancing with your shadow is like really
Yes,
fun to do. Yeah.
absolutely.
So yeah, I think shadow work's a super important part of the whole journey in order to be like a more integrated whole.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So when you had your what we would consider your awakening in 2020, 2021, when things got kind of shaken up a little bit, law would consider that to be also a call to action. Is that sort of the vibe that you got as well? And if so, what was your call to action? Like, what is your purpose?
That's such a good question. I feel like it sent me on a journey of like discovering the call or something. And I feel like purpose is yes, and a huge part of my purpose is writing, and that's like what triggered my awakening, and that's what I am like super passionate about. And I don't know where I'm going with this now.
The
I
call to
lost
action.
my
What is your purpose?
okay, call and direction and purpose. Oh, so through my writing, um, that's been a huge topic of like seeking, like what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And also values, like what are my that was like what are my values was like a writing topic for at least 6 months. Like I was like obsessed with trying to figure out my values. But purpose is a huge one too. And to be totally transparent with you, I feel a deep sense of purpose. But if I had to tell you what it was, it's like I feel like there's a book on it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. But ultimately, I feel like my purpose in this lifetime is to help raise the vibration of Earth and uplift humanity, is like the ultimate purpose. So, by what means that happens is like through connecting with you and other, beings.
Yes, to raise the vibration, the overall vibration of the planet sounds like a daunting task. And for our viewers, I want to emphasize that it's not as daunting as you think. Simple acts of kindness, sharing a smile with somebody, just giving somebody a compliment, like that's doing it. And some people want to go the extra mile and do more, some do less. There's nothing wrong with either direction. Um, so, Marie, what advice would you have for anyone that is experiencing awakening symptoms, that's early in their stages, or is struggling with some of the acceptance of their shadow selves and to move forward?
Breathe, breathe, like consciously. And then, like, oh, like feel. I think there's so much power in feeling and like forgive yourself, like all of those kind of like buzzwords like forgiveness and like going there with yourself and just like stopping whatever, learning how to meditate, but like more so just like calming the mental chatter, like if get it, like channel it, like move it some other way, like it's all energy. So like how can you like, like I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I think just being embodied is the biggest thing that I've discovered is like a helpful tool is like uh I don't know, like untangling the mind and um
So
being present.
as
Oh,
far as getting rid of the mental chatter, so you're a writer, right?
yeah.
And I know that I have mental chatter constantly. It keeps me awake at night. Do you have any suggestions on what people could do to maybe empty their mind and to get their thoughts to dissipate a little bit?
Yeah, I think writing, obviously I'm going to say that because I'm a writer and it seems to help me a lot. And then also I would say oh, I know. Here's one. Um Ayahuasca showed me this actually. Um and what you do is you take your hands and you literally just like untangle the mind field.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, try it. It's cool. Yeah, and so that's one way to untangle
That's
the
cool. I
mind.
like that.
I saw once it was kind of trippy. I was at a coffee shop in Seattle and I just like looked around and saw all of the people around me. I saw their mental field of just like this entanglement of thoughts and things and I was like, "Whoa." And that's what it is, it's this web that we create in our mind and it like you choose like from the seat of your soul, I guess, like or there is a choice to change, shift your awareness. Like shifting your awareness into the heart is a really powerful practice too. Um, and taking 3 deep breaths into the heart can connect you into the astral plane. And so then you're like, instead of like being here, which is how our society is, you're then here, which is, you can connect on that plane and like then have like a clearer access point for like divine inspiration to flow.
Yes, I've actually heard about that. So the mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, the
Mhm.
mind can be easily programmable, right? It's very logical, and throughout our entire lives, we're getting programmed and conditioned towards certain areas. However,
Mhm.
when you put your awareness into your heart, the heart is not programmable, it just feels. So then you can actually connect with that, and that's where the most truth resonates.
Yes. And on another level too is like the heart has a resonance, and when you are, and this is actually an interesting point because we magnetize energy to us, and like through the heart's electromagnetic field, like there's a magnetism. And when you're in your heart, living heart centered has a very different quality of like reality and experience. But something that's also very true is that the heart has wounds, deep wounds, and a hurt heart will bring in hurt because it's a magnetism of whatever that like resonance is like within you. So like to go into the heart and like there are a lot of things you can do there, right? You can like let the love flow, move energy, but like also what am I trying to say? Oh, alchemy. Alchemy can happen in the heart through the hands too, because the heart and the hands are connected.
Okay, okay. So
So,
what other types of practices can we suggest to? Well, I mean, I'm going to take advantage of this because I think I could use
yeah.
some heart healing myself. I feel like there's very deep wounds in there, and I've been struggling to get my heart space open. Do you have any suggested practices that we can do to help expand our heart space or to heal those wounds?
Yeah, I can think of a few. The first one is like really like an intimate hug with somebody who like um has a good vibration or is loving, like, and you go there, and when you I just learned, I had like a connection last night with this, but when you breathe with somebody, you're like exchanging coherence.
Hmm.
And so when you connect with somebody heart to heart or even womb to womb and you breathe together like 5 deep breaths, you're like exchanging energy, and it can be super healing, to hug like that with really with anyone, I think. But like obviously there's like if somebody's resonating here and someone's resonating here, it might bring them here. But even then, another thing to think about is like connecting in with universal love to send it. So really you can do this with anyone. You just have to connect with the right energy. So connecting in with like universal love, like within you into the heart, and then hugging someone can like create this circuit of like divine love to flow.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. That actually, and it's interesting that you say that because I met someone a couple weeks ago. Very cool dude. I went to give him a hug, and so hugs, just so everyone knows, are a great way to raise vibration just off the bat. Like they say, if you can give 3 hugs a day, like you're doing well. But I went to give this dude a hug, and went to pull away after the initial like second of a hug, and he just held me like a bear. And he's like, "No, wait!" And he like held me there for 8 seconds, and our breath kind of synchronized. And the energy I felt was just so peaceful and comforting. And so that's yeah, yeah, those long hugs. And he actually recommended putting your head on the other side so that your hearts touch.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah, it was
Totally
cool. It was very cool.
beautiful.
So one thing
Yeah.
I do
So,
want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say like the heart's powerful and like the womb is too. You
Yes, I don't have one of those.
you don't have to though to experience because
Oh,
you have a belly button and like you came from a womb. So it's still powerful.
okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't have to feel left out.
Yeah, you can be part of but it's trippy, dude. Like, yeah, I highly recommend womb hugs, and they're easy to do. It's same concept. You just go like belly to belly and then do like 3 to 5 deep breaths is what I say. Or more. And however willing that person is to go, like is
To
like how far you can go with a womb hug.
be like, we have been hugging for 3 hours straight and we're both feeling it.
Yeah, no, like once for real, I like transcended space-time with this woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
I'm making
we
jokes, and you're like, no, that's actually how it works.
it's a like the womb is a portal to like infinite possibility. And so
Well, it's creative energy,
it
right?
yeah,
It's like where all the people come from.
yeah. And we were both willing to go into the void and we went.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it's like a portal.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So one thing I do want to touch on. So right now, May 1st, 2025, we have been getting a ton of astrological occurrences. Like our sun has been shooting off CMEs left and right. The plasma is engulfing the planet. I'm hearing the atmospheres are like thinning. We're getting earthquakes and volcanoes. So there's a lot of energetic waves coming through us right now.
Yeah.
How would you recommend somebody would be able to differentiate or identify these energies, and what can we do to work with them?
What's coming through right now is these are times of high magic, and it is crucial that we are wielding our power consciously, like in community for a higher purpose, is what's coming through right now. So, as far as navigating it, I think to like if you're on this path and you're awakening, to recognize your power and the gravity of this moment to create change like beyond our imaginings right now, because there are some huge astrology there's some huge astrology happening like not seen before in recorded history type energy. Like um my teacher Rick Levine is like even, emphasizing the potency of this time. And I feel that like if you are on this path of awakening and you've like awakened to whatever level that has you here, there's a certain responsibility to now show up and be that purpose that you've discovered, whatever it is. Like there's not like, Earth could end or we begin again is kind of the vibe.
Yes,
Like we
absolutely.
have the power to create huge change.
So there's tons of astrological events happening, and what I'm hearing is that those of us that have incarnated on Earth at this time, we have a responsibility. So, like, all of our conscious thoughts are very important to control and make sure that we.
Well, yeah. And I would say yes, we all have responsibility, but like not everyone has the same responsibility. Actually, everyone's responsibility is very different. And for some, they can think about whatever they want. And like because they're not they don't have the power, they don't have the power of thought. And I think that's shown through astrology too, like
Hmm,
they might not have much air going on, but like they might have super strong fire and they need to create something. You know what I mean?
okay, okay.
Yeah. So I think you can see that through your chart and then oh, discover kind of your like higher cosmic order or something.
Okay. So, would you recommend that people that are going through their awakening journey should find like minded individuals, communities, things that they can nurture and cultivate their skills and abilities?
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you just like follow your joy and the things that you've always loved and just really like remember, like that's what you need to do. Like whatever that is. And if everyone's doing that, then we're like doing it right. But yeah, and like listen to the calls and do the things that like make your eyes sparkle, you know?
Do it make your soul sing?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
that. Like that's what you're here to do. And it could be like it could literally be just like gardening. Like someone's sole purpose might be to garden and create a beautiful garden for the community, and like they should do that.
And it literally can be that simple.
Yeah.
It's what that person wants, and then no one has the right, or no one should have the audacity to say they're not doing enough or they're not doing it right, because
Yeah.
we don't know. Like we came here to forget, we came here to be separate and experience this duality of the third density. But
Yeah.
for those that do want to explore and find more communities, they're out there. We're building one right now. So if anyone is struggling to find their purpose, I have a quick, easy practice. So if you're one of those people that's like, I don't know what I want, I don't know what makes me happy, think back to when you were a child. Before all the programming, before all the influences, the things that lit you up the most, those are the things that your soul resonates with, because those are the things that your soul recognized the moment you stepped into this body.
Hmm.
Marie, do you have anything to share as far as current events, astrological events that are happening right now?
Things that are happening right now. One, Venus just moved into Aries, which to me feels like a huge relief. I'm like, oh my God, I can finally clean my room. Um, but yeah, with that said, there's a lot of incoming energy right now where we've been really dancing between like time and space and like what even is existence on some levels. Um, and we're we are about to enter times of really rapid change, um, very rapid change. So, what was your question though?
Oh, if there's anything you wanted to speak on with these astrological events, I know right before we started
Yeah,
the podcast, you said there was some stuff going on, and you started talking about the planets and stuff. And I honestly don't know what a lot of that stuff means. I
yeah.
just because you're like, oh, this is happening. I'm like, but what does that mean? So if
When I
there's
was,
anything that's relevant that people should know right now.
yeah, yeah, I mean, there's always so much, and I'll do my best to translate too. And if something doesn't make sense, I can like go more into description. What I was referring to before we started recording was the North and South node, um, which is the axis of like fate and destiny and karma. And it creates like a polarity of Earth. It's the moon's nodes, and so it's like the magnetism of Earth itself, or something like that. And and right now the south node is in Virgo and the north node is in Pisces. So there's um there's really gifts to embodiment right now and like being in your body and connecting with that body knowing. There's also things that you need to let go, maybe habits, things like that. And with the North Node in Pisces, there's an invitation to just trust and step into like the mysticism and the magic and all of that with Pisces, and also just like the oneness of reality. Is what's going on. But there's been so many planets at the final degrees of Pisces in the last few months that are now shifting, where it's like it was all chaos and confusion, and we're moving into, I'm not going to say greater clarity, but a new reality
A
that
new
is,
reality.
yes.
That sounds exciting.
Yes. It has I mean, it has the potential to be. I had an insight just like 2 days ago. It was like just thinking about the current global affairs and like how everything is and like the trade stuff. And I was like just feeling into it. And the what came through was it's not as bad as everyone thinks, but it is whatever you think.
Okay,
So
okay.
there's like a lot of freedom right now to create a new reality. And I think that's where like the the times of high magic comes into play, because to varying degrees of conscious creation, we are building reality. And so, like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be fear-based, or is it going to be like, whoa, this is amazing?
Yeah, so it's got potential to go in different directions.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, so when you said that, it made me think of, so we do have a lot of global affairs that are just, I mean, with the stuff going on with Trump, and I don't want to make any of this too political, but I don't even know what, it's just so bizarre. Like I can't even watch it anymore because I just feel like it's a joke or some like
Well,
oligarchic game of chess.
and if you tune in, you're on that frequency.
Exactly, exactly.
Like, no.
And so like I'm aware of all the chaos that's going around, but in my personal life and the future that I'm building, it's all roses, it's all aces, you know, like there's just so many good things happening in my reality because I'm choosing to see and look at, and there's a lot of conscious effort into putting the bright, the lovely, the beautiful in my sights rather than looking at the hideous, the ugly. I mean, not to say there's anything wrong with hideous, you know, that's what makes beautiful things beautiful.
Right.
But yeah, it's time to build a new future, a better future, one where money is not the root of all evil and it's just an exchange of energy.
Yeah, and just a whole new paradigm. Like as far as as we were talking about how the realms of thought earlier as well, it's like um whatever structure, mental structure has been built and agreed upon between all of us in this existing paradigm, like is crumbled. It's crumbling. Or whatever, we're building a different one. Like
Yes.
something like that kind of energy.
Well, like amongst the rubble, like we could sit there and sit in our shit in the rubble, or we could start building something better.
It's like a higher dimension or something. In if you're thinking about your thinking, it's like it's like it's time to transcend the limits of the mind and be very aware of the patterning and the conditions. And earlier you mentioned that the mind is easy to program. I feel like um yes and no. Like as an adult, the program's already set, but as a child, it's easy to program. And so, or what for some people are super stubborn and like fixed in their thinking, and like I am kind of too. But for different people, like they have different levels of programming, and then like the willingness to deprogram, I think, is an important part of awakening too. And
Yes.
just you don't need to understand your whole program to deprogram. Like recognize that it's an old program and get rid of it. Like you don't get lost in the thoughts because like it's not going to help. You know what I mean?
Right.
In
Yeah.
some cases.
Yeah. So when I said it's easy to program, it is from infancy.
Yeah.
And as we grow up, every 7 years, our beliefs solidify to like a
Hmm.
crystal form, which makes them way more difficult to release.
I did not
And
know that.
so, yeah, it's so when you hit like 35, 42, 49, those beliefs are extremely, well, can be extremely difficult to reprogram, but it's not impossible. It can be done. And it starts with, just like you said, that willingness.
Yeah.
Once you become willing, the floodgates open and things will start to change.
Yeah, you just sparked something for me with the 7 years because that's a quarter of Saturn's cycle. Saturn has a 28-year cycle, and it's like the crystallization of energy is like the Saturn process. So it's
Oh,
important.
interesting.
Yeah, and I think you can also perhaps see in the chart kind of like where you might get stuck in some of that energy.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you can use astrology and the timing
True.
for healing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you've been using astrology, thanks to you, to help move this movement forward.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to take a brief moment to advertise for our event that we're throwing. So, for those that are watching, we are having a Heal the World event on May 26th, 2025, Memorial Day. It'll be an all-day event. We are doing a global light grid activation, a weather weaving where we will be collectively meditating to create precipitation in certain geographical areas that need the water, as
Mm.
well as sharing different healing modalities to the collective free of charge. So if you'd like to get involved with that, check out ascendpathway.org. You can RSVP on the website. As I said, it's free. And Mystic Marie is going to be a panelist there. She's actually a returning panelist from our first Heal the World event back in November. And it's going to be epic. So everyone get involved. And I'd like to thank you, Callie, so much for being part of the podcast. We've loved having you. Was there anything else you wanted to share to the guests before we go?
Just, be the change that we need. That's really all I have to say. Thank you, Alex. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.